wo ama ebia ba clinic nso no enso ahwe na fa britia bi mu no wo nso atokama wo dru kwara so adwena say mema chechecho no ma pe ebiem wo dru doma hinko nso a eye Benenza preschool no amo ben ho a chesa wo fra 0541565199 na chesa wo ne ebia ba center na se clinic no enso nkasa na genjeme danie wo say menkan chow say examination and consultation ekoso obaso show send braces na fe ema wo send aligning up kama obaso root canal treatment and answer what you know teeth whitening and obaso ye so obaso show send silver obaso send gold afi ebia kaka na about totom emwana botokro e wo se ase genjeme da branches and also pa and cry nungwa main long station and answer we be call atomic down and abi junction so no wo drew ayabe junction I would wani tra aya bantam ekwan so we send for so building a bank away from a slow and a genjimate and so aya juma aya 0559139582 genjimate and obekasa
yeah for phone na no pay na yen chesika yen exercise here bokod we sisi our star 850 star 25 so bar we scratch for win sikano obo ene code no na options ne ba obe choose option 1 and no and more play card no na fi also stand a chance of winning which me the 5 cities I call at the 2 achie stand a chance of winning up to 1 million Ghana cedis way I scratch for winning na fi wasan so the amamiye rem I was serious engine for no and as we serious otraku coolant we must say na omuna ma engine we mo bon ban diama na serious no bra said ye ene si ewodin na esi bo adwuma na no wahyepa ni nyina no say prevent oka engine from overheating and afem sama engine no anwaden foforo krantimen kosenso bi a ordinary emfangum serious for no wonu madaroma eno na yusu a ebeboanchi drivers awodo a mo monitor endwumadie enano pay and afem nso a mo twi trotro ni nyina no eno ebeboa makai enso ahoden no kama nti friend number ya wo jinchiramu 0544113169 na what in common no pay ye remo semens vital bamisha and capsules again na ye din komo ewa again for woman swe na adrey atom sesen ebo adwuma ema eneosiatica wanya pensa what ni nyina be mouse ne reliever eno ebetimi akobema de eze bo adwuma emi o se wo bema mu be 2 minutes wa wie esa o keka ho mpam ye o se yes ebe 45 to 90 minutes na ja also no bo adwuma no ana guy no eso bottle amasa adwuma de nyina no awie paye adem amo adrowei awa German so man so a ukwa fitira wote ya wadro enie 0240616061 nafe wadi enkoma Alaska Daruma eba no wallpapers a demo ya dem ya wadwuma ya officer ya nya ya be se decorative emu ni nyina no Alaska ana betimi abo eba no se ene open carpet outdoor also de be dijuma na fe TV stands na fe eba no PVC floor tiles ni nyina ya de bi abamo mo pene bako ana fe ne dodo mu atu aton ye okuma se adum ya ben boss even building Accra circle tiptoe lane 0554114878 na ya din komo ye ram our Lawson Beverages Limited Dr. Lawson ye Lawson delay man beaters ya dupa delay man beaters ube delay awon pembe ma de so adwuma na yete won kan ti so ntimi mo adwuma ya wo delay man no ana obebo bie na improve you e won pem na afi enu ama so ya kama delay man capsule si enso abo adwuma dre abo ama chese bema woni atinka oba woni atinka mo no mom na afi mama atinka sonko e won pem no e delay man dre na ya kan wasemi e ama obetimi afre 0248619999 obo adre ya enu ama so aba kama diama Immune herbal supplement adupa eno immune system booster boosti immune system no bauna fe amwagina brane wona ntika krabi oni so bri obo wa na ya o pante as enfifrei efri oni nyina no seze wa ho den no for wadro Immune herbal supplement no ana onya bia ebetimi abo kantanka herbal pharmaceuticals wo madaruma ana omo de adroi abadroi o fa wa fa efunu o makoda no fo na se ne akrade ni fe dumie no a o ma ne bi enye ye ba bi ato aduro bia no wo benya bi ato na ta bi atakum no eno ano osepa o ye be maja se de ye katakum asemi memma na omo 65 wo ko 70 81 yes ono ya na man mu so ma ye mre oti omni from sugar daddy si mo jidini ade na sugar daddy bi ade bi a waye no enya asemeto adron ana bo an pa eno ane takum no eno ana mai enso bi ko maza man kukrafo wo mu tisisu a de o mu be ya bo adwuma no wo mu cha man eno ana me kamfo diama branch a won so aye mre na haba me sano so malaria dro ana afi capsule so esisi area dro 0243686861 nam wadu nkomo high sense wo madaroma high sense what I mean control said but home appliances a TV na open as ne washing machine anase bi a fridge na wopa ni nyina no ayade se ne wonum ensom watumi ade bi aba the last year the boy djuma ya ton yama ade amam yada masepa asem ne edi djuma ne mo de ya ka chem safi ya miamu pampe a chese nuama yasa tete so a ya bie ntab kwan mu eve amam se be bia wo bia no wo betimi akọ showroom anopay akwaje onuama el high sense 0302550000 na wadin komo he pasco herbal the capsule see a live a bragboy problem abem said the bia ya kan wa mo ho ban transplant no ya do ko India na ya konya bi krase no be fa no eno so ya asem ti bra ade we yan ton ya ton kra na ne boy wonso obetimi ato enti ya se bobrabo no e ban eno e pasco ana wonum bia ne dodo mo obefre na pay 0557453579 na wadin komo and then the natural info at the proslava na we bema utie mi ya na utajo so ntentem oda obejo so brem predu ansa na ade achen ye tukwa kwa ne nkan du ajo so obegina ana afi konongo ye kwa akodu chese be bedu bia no kro bia be so ojo so ade ha dwen enti asre ese ne prostate no enu ye proslav enu no anya bia ebebo atruma no so ye memedroa ebema brema bia gina ye ewo mpem ana Congo ointment wona mani nsan nyina no enu so ehye no eye Congo ointment 0249017101 nafia di enkomo mi dima fo ya Dr. Time da so Dr. Nie Dr. Time da so boy juma no she papa na Dr. Sen kan cho sem stroke ana sesisie ne ya obem asem enso ayemre ana asem bia dia mi kan awo ho asem ani nyina no eye bua kwa agogo school junction wodu ani tro mo nka no e poku ase mayra 0244774282 na woni adi enkomo Sicops Connect Limited ya connecto anado pe our pamono ni acha brochire amanfo juice ka dia amre no enso ana su upeso ko Europe na Asia North America Canada na US no abe adem ama we adwuma ni bi ti se carpenter for ye pe mason for ye pe plumbers ye pe auto mechanics na afi mo amoye nurses no midwife for mu nyina no akwanya bie ade ama mo ye bia wie ansa na watu asikanti anu ahye no so efe amame na 0553732982 WhatsApp oma na omo ajo so anope router no our German so your router Mr. router life and your router tonic router Mr. malaria drug 3D no enom eji edifru na afi eba ni se router Mr. na maka wansem router life no so no ema enkwa eba ni pedua no nsa no nan etaye titriti moja ntam fa widie no mu a enom ana boa se adwuma no pa se blood circulation ana afi tonic no typhoid a draw way our German so 0244485632 nafe what do come currency ventures Maybe I will be no Jemesoka said Droye na Gonoi when you be na Gonon so a mania be memania be Emano ye amatches and Yasim as I didn't hear I know a shipa no me I know no now when you been as a problem about to a draby pharmacy and I know poso per mister and then the capsule 2 in 1 in so no and then the capsules and no I feel both say be bianso a consansa beer and also a good never call man capsules no a meme draw and I feel herbal Mr. No diabetes pa and blood pressure what they numbi ebe Eboa 0246-348-334. Now what do nkomo ye kwamo no ne enano pay a power specialist na me dey to me say na fe fancy di Maria ba na the woman say ne ba na hepatitis na fe fat liver and a fibroid adaw ye funu mu ama we funa ye kese obese enane a ye ma me wadro awade eboa edu heba mala me sia malaria dro cough care ba misa oba wa wadro ana fe dua ya heba tonic no so anu matoa onu madua be beboa kuma se fe ya se bosomtwi road awadua ya chance na kra kwabenya ACP road a onsa ebeka Nigeria state so ene takrade 0244-544-422 na oni amame doctor akosua aduaya edin komo fancy.
Right, yeah, by question of the day no so proudly sponsored Dr. Amuzu Amuzu P herbal mixture infection adrono and no asem ana ye ka Amuzu say ye misa wo say ye mo akwanya say bi anontem ye no mabako and summer back to Europe when and above to say back to Europe Neymar Silva Junior and I say Ronaldo mumi no nyina krasa say ne ya Neymar no Ronaldo so birthday and 90 ye bisa say Neymar and Ronaldo wo and our chance say I also mabako ever back to Europe when ananka obeman aba back to European football couple.
Whoa, Kwame Isaac said, couple, I will choose Ronaldo because he's the greatest of all time. And Diaba Ahmed Michelle, as I will bring Neymar Ahmed a message and on the way. So a branch of Ben Fancy was so for Ronaldo. The message and no, well, so a branch of Brown Jr. was his CR7 on his peak or no, and I for no some choosing what an idea about Tete Benjamin and some trust in Neymar and also. So I didn't about wise man say ne I want also the CR7 Anna Eva and a message or about Jonathan Spencer of course the greatest Ronaldo asem and worker when so on last year from Mansour Mpatuo Mosal bring back Neymar and a messenger one also a day about nano Pedro and so Tresa Ronaldo and Ojino and so I didn't know about ne and pay fancy Di Maria
say no be about the name 34 and Ronaldo 41 and good okay
akasifo mi no
okay
mind your life pa 34 41 34 41 okay
what do you call na
nya bado
okay
34 41 okay
ma yemra betu no so no ase mama for far two coats one 17 oz and the other one no and 12 oz almost far nenra to two coats out of the four a boy na mama hwe na fi amemfa coats na mama real quick na yenko foreign embra four coats and 30 oz BW39 1 BB E38 and here 30 oz.
Okay.
BW39 1 B9 D83 8 oz. BW39 1 BC 6C1 and here 6 oz. And BW39 1 BC D93 and here 5 oz.
Good.
Ti ubet mi aje na
adasunu
anti di ene dasunu
china wan twa bia china so na ya sade abekire
anti betwe adarma betwe rewards convert points ubenyeska now they are checking how far regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana, not for persons below 18 years betwe and so adarma but shadow can say mama knew afford we na mama okay to mum yankwe couple cars na was me trying to quick na ye call because obasa ho mache be juma be 5 mu no na ni pakra gukwa ho nyaka o
mo ngeze de nipa no baby a mo free abakrum za na umu dada
we can manage simple
la
ofufofo we bo price na travel be shock wana yenye money into from source
there idea say you eat my
the jam na bo so wunya hwe o
300 dey yen sa bank kura akwaji loan aso
that's a hanya bank
do oji more than bank
also
wow Ford na no so
opa feni nka we 22 me I 22 on my 22 and me from me last year me see 22
oh okay
0544 770040 0544 770040 about 4 crown am dem way
tier rubber
oh na say free oba na isifie nyere nko say the 61 no sa na si wo
wow
o say me guys say 2 so buy Nissan
nka black
masa
design
awu benya we wona 2 4 crown 9 afo pa mo mo nyema we ma we nyema na ye hu de be ye wo
ne bado
why ti me kwa ma no ne aba no number no mo free
koma me
we uko garage a wunya no saa
ne de
kan so nya hwe nipa na bro training baa no de baa ya je atwa tekita ko no ano no
ya nyere so ti di aka na ofre ya se ba tiria no so ano
asa
schedule
aska de na wunya 200 crash on kwa se de ogaga siba no want to is ni so bo masa
fully nenya
wo bia gate na mu bo abrochira
cent no
so no abrochira say
oh yeah abrochiri yeah only that
yanko foreign number na de ma mum frɛ quick the number na ma mum frɛ sharak we hwe ni obi mum yanko foreign no ano
trading
Ford ni na Nissan ba ko no masa yanko foreign ye mawie
Wontumi
Angwangwa juma no you Yami wohoda Se uji didia Obeya juma Esa chirenia no you Yami wohoda Se uji didia Obeya juma Ye bompaye Shamachi Shra Yehuwa Ilahenu Yehuwa Ekat We ahata et Yehuwa Elohika bika luvika Uvika naveshika Uvika miyodika Tode yasak in English in the name of Jesus amen
amen salam salam boy kapo say kapo chairman afena chairman baba me akwa
yes now I have the bibian so
go tama taboku kasa mo say messages and ben no bia say eh wo chairman ya de pa say wa nya assemble yes kwa bi ko me kwa me ho hene papa me
na guess it is okay how guess no me say guess no me say how many boys this year me say guess it is say who to sponsor no I number 1 cheva angwangwa juma no you yami wohoda se uji didia obeya juma esa chirenia no you yami wohoda se uji didia obeya juma ye bompaye shamachi Shra Yehuwa Ilahenu Yehuwa Ekat We ahata et Yehuwa
Ti no na yes wo na de na me kan gina no say Ronaldo so de no wonum say Ronaldo ayo bi a late testament nya no say ne wono som arizomo training our brother ya tell say ya twani e say bi anyame ya mo chena Ronaldo abebo ana say Ronaldo ayo bi a gamer I want say no som aba so nya de say Ronaldo no ensom abanya bi apon ya tena no pre no ya update ba ma chas update awodo a ya de abrani nyina no onsa na medical so de aba betutwa what to say Ronaldo no be almost say ochina no yade say bi ono ebenya nkenu bi na fe wono so apia ba latest as say eno so ba no say Ronaldo de no wo say guarantee bi ani ho a eno so acha say bi ochina Ronaldo ababo game against Al Ittihad and as a player your father say Ronaldo so na aye bema so ba mom after Senra wono so aye training as say ye twa say bi ase ro aye obi a wono so betimi abosa ma chene nyina no wɔn so wɔn control bi aso ɔbɛbɔ ana training annual report because ɔmo ɛnsom na de bɛto dwa sɛ wɔne club no ɛwɔ contract eti Wontumi nkasa bi a wɔkɔ awol ɛwɔ abɛne wɔn report to training ɛne ade eti training ana mo bɛ so ɔba wɔn deɛ waba wɔ report to ɛyɛ training na mo sɛ bi a match ne paa deɛ wɔn nso ɛbɛka so ɔbɛbɔ no report a menya no sɛ Ronaldo no ɛnsom ɛnya nfa guarantees bi ama yɛ a ɛno nso akyɛ so no ɛbɛbɔ ayɛ saa game nyame yɛ no ɔtena ɛno nso ɛbɛkɔ so na ɔnsɛ Galatasaray for no after sɛ no pɛmɛ bɛto dwa sɛ wɔn abrante wɔn sɛ Maro Icardi ɛyɛ obi asɛ sɛ wɔn abɛyɛ kyɛ sɛ foreigner wɔn wɔhyɛ goals no totoɔ ɛde ama club a yɛfa no sɛ Gala ɛnom ayɛ 73 goals no wei ɛyɛ ɔno ankasa na take to ne a yɛfa no sɛ Instagram ɛna kɔba sɛ player ne din ɛnsom ɛde Maro Icardi no wɔn nso akɔkɔ postie na Icardi bɛ so ɔkyɛ sɛ wei no ɛnyɛ sɛ bi a Galatasaray ɛyɛ part of ne career ne mom no wɔgyere yɛ pasa club no ɛnsom ɛyɛ part of ne life the moment a wɔbɛka sɛ bi adeɛ bi ɛnsom ɛyɛ part of ne life no na kyɛsɛm sɛ ne nkwayɛ bai dada setena nsom ɛne ade ɛnso gyere yɛ basa na Wontumi nhome ɛwɔ abra Galatasaray ɛnsom anim ɔntumi na ɛnsɔre ɛwɔ abra Galatasaray team no ɛnsom encounter na wagye tumi yɛ pasa ɛnyɛ part of ne career ne mom no ɛno nsom ɛyɛ part of ne life ɛyɛ asɛm a wɔn nso take you to IG wɔn nsom akɔkɔ post a yɛde update ne nyinaa no nsom ate aba wokɔ ɛyɛ Turkey a wɔn transfer market no ɛnya closing asom no report a menya no sɛ player yɛfa no sɛ Sasha Boy ɛyɛ obi ɔno nsom abɔ no ball ɛde ma ba mo nkyɛn mo bɔkɔ no na no pɛn no wɔn ne akwadaa no nso awie latest amenya de free ɛyɛ ba mo nkyɛn nsom ɛne sɛ Sasha Boy ɛyɛ obi ɔno nsom abɛ fly wɔn ɛkɔ ɛyɛ Istanbul ɛna na wɔkɔ drupa wakɔ sign nsom ɛde ama team sɛ akwadaa no kra no wɔfiri wɔn na bɛsɛn kɔ ɛyɛ club a yɛfa no sɛ no nsom ɛsɛ return yɛn ti akwadaa no nsom ɛsɛ kɔ bi mu a wɔkɔ akɔtoa so de ama ɛyɛ Galatasaray deɛ ne kan no ɛyɛ long by Arisa Kobasebi and Matumpa, one of some Ababody Club and so in Claudia, and yes, Sasha Boy, and some Abatuaso at Yama Club na, the medical, and some Abacaso and N'Golo Conte was a what to Biase, Mobamani, over Drew Istanbul and Joe, now for an bunch of supporters, some Bana, Winyaba Bukran and Gamasa, what to name, and some see any identity, where I a message, our your father saying N'Golo Conte, sir, young from all can you say one I read to a new chapter and over baby and I just a new chapter and you know was a say another challenge and some other mano na near GA person one of some I shared the yellow and blue jays nafe one of some abo at Yama Club you found a foreign a bunch I know and some I can't yet ever real quick nafe you free a turkey amra at that story so dia mommy a year from a batch boy now you found John Duran na John Duran ahyia wobɛkan na wɔno na wɔne Ronaldo ɛwɔ team wɔ mo so ana Ronaldo ntina ma ayɛ John Duran no wɔfiri ɔkɔ Fenerbahce ne ade onim sɛ mena wokasɛn no report a menya no sɛ John Duran wɔterminate ne contract a na wɔnom ane Fenerbahce ɛwɔ ama latest ɛbɛsɛsia nso twɛ sɛ John Duran ɛyɛ obi ɔnam kwan mu ɛnsom ɛkɔ ɛyɛ Russia na Russia ne a John Duran ɛkɔ no nyinaa no wɔkɔ akɔsɛn ne ɛde ama Zenit St. Petersburg ɛno yɛ club a report a menya no sɛ player no one of some saying and some German away about the fourth club in 1 year. Not just a year down the lane. When about Tima, I told some Kumako fourth, say Aquadano so saying and some German, not just what Koha no may Nessia, now a Bano may Nessia, I think Bueno, Wabona Sababa Bo, I can suffer in a botchanum Amazoniate, our brother Zenit Timno, and then the fourth club in a single year. Aquadano so I join your update and you know, yet Emma yet for another pay and some our shono suna young Italy number John Terry what was that John Terry said you want to Gasara was so share a fabric gas our coachy Bobo Kwefan say Ayokoma according to John Terry was say fabric gas anima Juma pa now when I am commodia basso and a bassa or refan said John Terry no one some other kakra antebana JT and so say of a sort as a family what can say or Boboma Arsenal and over game some Manchester team ye fan Chelsea and Chelsea one no at Premier League no and some that is woman now so Nemum John Terry say wash a gym pa ya kasa gym Manchester Fabregas at the year Jumana. One of the 3 year pass that to be ano. I say be a Fabregas. I was coach Arsenal, and also be a coach at Chelsea. Now what 3 year pass a Fab and some our Arsenal, and I say be a Fabregas our Chelsea. No, we bet me a coach Uomo and some our top level. Esansa wo share a yokomo jumedia. Bibi some as a Fab no. I bet me I say Jumani Intel some player. And maybe a chum on a Fab a boy. I found say JT and some other tuja.
Chelsea, says Fabregas. Arsenal.
I think Arsenal because the time he spent there, but that year I played with him and we won the league under Conte. Honestly, I think he's got the best football brain I've been around and seen, the way he understands football, and there's no coincidence why he's doing so well as manager of Como. I think he's going to be a top manager, and I think one day manages Chelsea, manages Arsenal at the top level.
Says Fabregas. Chelsea, says Fabregas. Arsenal.
I think Arsenal because the time he spent there, but that year I played with him and we won the league under Conte. Honestly, I think he's got the best football brain I've been around and seen, the way he understands football, and there's no coincidence why he's doing so well as manager of Como. I think he's going to be a top manager, and I think one day manages Chelsea, manages Arsenal at the top level.
Says Fabregas. Chelsea, says Fabregas. Arsenal.
I think
John Terry JT now test ya dene accepts MI for an ano peno and some our show so ama chesano and some I kakre free amaswaya and so they buy our Jumadensuna and what you know Mama Juventus almost quite a boy and woman so ball Copa Italia woman quarter final game Amoni Bobo Cravans Atalanta for no and some other Bessiana match and Basso our brad Juvene I side that for Atalanta woman so bo Juve for no way 8 o'clock. Can I drew and I drew a Timono? Woman, some Abasa, Gamonum, sir. Woman plays, woman, Tom and Anuano, Bako, I Jeremy Poga, and Alfred, your Tosumian, a player, your father's a Mel Holm, Omonano, and some our Juve, almost quite anymore. Holm and a J number 2 JC. I just remember Jeremy Pogano, a Yadiasa Pogan, so version number 13, and some Adiama, La Vicia Signora, and no I said your Juventus, and some club, no, woman, Brano aye gamer and on some other customer ye can jufi and some sana ye kasai woman some our former pa now former Juventus a woman and on reference Alexandro Del Piero now Del Piero say you want to just say on the Odiri pass Juve Timono was Spalletti Asama club no woman te area su kwan pano so now Luciano Spalletti ono and some anama Juventus anyania ye friends identity essence nanka Juve di obiarim said your Juve and some Messian and Yoma will be able to dominate a league domestically for years now. Be intimate to Troni a Juve and was a Spalletti aside identity no and some aside Abama Nioma and some I fine Adama Clubber your friend said Juventus and watch Arabia sir Uya player and some Adama Juventus I was so aiming for the maximum no and some I skidel to Alquambia no I was almost some to me and to do a full can be as one new cancer mobile no your top phone at Juve at League no and some money a summer or reference at Del Piero one of some area to Ghana Omwa Yana Omotai de a year Canan Jodes I compare or no a year Del Piero and was say new cancer could new cancer could Adana so Coreno and you no comparisons akra Mamon compare Munjai Emma Brennan Casans and follow one Casan path archers one and some and I'm starters what they cannot show this I compare one on Del Piero bra what a pressure and I could know as Del Piero mono Juma Borma Juvenia Juma Ketuantina Munya Malcatano one on some and Kawan one so the sa and non I ask away and some Ayatuka sir on him say no polyphone place on my proper no sir yes sir and Lorenzo Insigne Ayobia and so one to know by sir Abasobo and some Adama Ayabo Cravans and Napoli Wabaka Lorenzo Insigne of a bon Napoli and some Asan Quai or say Waka Champion Fonsa Abaso Bo Adama Napoli Empo for free because what and wahubi woman person in our proper omwa from midfield and a attack no more than some injured in Tinkobasoba Nankabi audio 6 months Akwana Mobasa one in senior so bar and Kono Abba report I mean was in Parfano rejected I saw idea at a summer Macquain and one also man Kono Crowdy and only Caprocra what Bonsom Yamana Poli for free now Christian Kivu were Inter Milan for coach. Na kochi se yamantu kasa Nicolo Barella ebeba back and what ya can chalano glue and so ebeba back sansa weekendi wamo bo aye Sassuolo culture wey aye tricky game abrabia Sassuolo and some abeshia team kesebiano wabashano krana Sassuolo for no e ma won fa na hongro so sa wo mama watibi and so ahua ansa na benya aye 3 points akwa won sansom aka me no kasai manager be so chesan kwana no mienu nyina and some available for that game now. And no good news and so Adamantimno. Now Enra, woman qualify from Coppa Italia. And your quarter final, the quarter semi final, and Carlos Augusto. Was it you want to say? Woman you Inter Milan. Competition beer omubiano Inter maso beto sumi no Inter maso beto sumi ensa domo bobiano competition biano womu som womu say womu ye Inter Milan omu beje and some that see omu na so eno ayasema eno so free na so de bana wonim sa Tottenham Hotspur goalkeeper na ye fan sa Vicario eno aye Guglielmo Vicario ayobia report amensa kan say Inter for no and some abaso mo fa no adene ko say womu chance planning nyame Masamba, Womanya Kran Kabia Jan Somano, Womu Janu Kramana Contina, Woman Boy so camp at a so casa, Woman Abasa Tottenham Hotspur goalkeeper, Woman so fun at the update, a free Amaswa de Banano Peno, and some I was shown us why I update and the Akanino, and some Adema, Onum Sanaya Kasai, Medicania to Gasa say party, woke up play about our form of power, and I Hendrick, our ball, and so Olympic. Lionel na Hendrick asema ye keno Jemiminya sesiano sawunu yasewa waso one billion say woba be diagra na se bia se de okomu kroma krobia oba ya busa ha de ya media grow Hendrick kasewa wama France eso woba be diagra our Lyon club ni mo woba so bo woba so be share goals na fe wonu some aje aye titles and so and you see the national jumana kwada ne boni nyina no wonu after the game aye san catch no pressure Hendrick and was say I have 5 games wash 5 goals and 1 assist ama what I am man of the match back ebium what I am Lyon player of the month award in was say Champions League you know Lyon supporters in back Real Madrid sounds so and what did you say Madrid supporters and so I'm backing Abama Lyon our Europe animo Sansa and Sabaho and one of my Jumama Chester Jumedia what some didn't Camilla is Amsa Madrid and Panifono, Womania so, Omania Argentina, Woman support Emma Madrid, you know, Woman somebody, Womodia, Emma Bobo Crafan Leon, our Euro Panimo, and then I said the Hendrick, you know, whatever, Onum Saboino, what did you say? Woman returning to Madrid, not just Omwa, Womania Power, I say, I Chelsea for the Gisomante. Na wamo teme da ase abraw na omamo kraso ebeto gasa Chelsea for say ebia 70 to be 80 million pounds bi wamo som na be fa Hendrick kabesansa adwuma dalap mu ye dey play ba say ofamo wuri so kwa na ya hyase ensom da bogum ani adram makwada no wo say yamantu twa say wo ba return to Madrid ano aye ba bi obakwa kwato aso na Ashraf Hakimi mbeke say oba me say le classique no and I weekend Paris Saint-Germain womu anu Olympic Marseille omu gamer I was at Basu and Hakimi Abamesia Namperfono say 2 game ban bako aye suspended na chase eno omodi ahye fridge that biano was anko di red card and faso bia ne subiema one ba activate ade aba ana ba kono de opo ompo I was so 7 no am sanity anya yi ebesi aye le classique eso our brand weekend di omu game eba so no anya de se player ye fan say Ashraf Hakimi betimi abo aye sa match ne bi ama chese no aye kakra fi amaso ye bana Newcastle for boy na your friend Anthony Golden report to me nyano so boy na enwa game no wo mo be so mo chasa wakwa kopra na Eddie Howe coach ama Newcastle wonim sam Eddie Howe coach no what ya to just say akwara ni pro no am say a hamstring na adena hamstring as I say eno some akwara no manager no say man to just am say looky bad a bad pa na or say or shade mu say no enshede looky so bad answer bia wo hwensere bi osiso no na ne atede a wo be ka say bia looky bad na mom manager no tiri ba so no de ofu say enya de say be looky bad eno aye say the manager for say Eddie Howe one some ase hunioma ya den update and some ma ya tell for enano pai and some I was shown so na and one Man City for gamer and no aba so Syria qualify one more at the ko aye Carabao Cup final omo and Arsenal and aba ball nyame ya doma aye 22nd of March no report to mensa kan say enra e wo omo stadium na empty seat and some our aye cup game am say bia na mo na say dia City foi and some aba qualify at the nya no sanra wo hwe aye stand cinema na baby bi tata unlike aye Man City Empire bomber che wo fie na bia ni panshana ma no ebi some across enra na manager for so pap ade say baby ankomo no ye pa no aye say anya bia no Carabao organizer si wo mom abati ase ama chesa magay abo final no anasam amon ase pap akasai ama no permit the baso say club aye investment our player mu etueska scan ejeska ketwa nam amado kokofa player so adana ba abasa kwan bia so tumi ya adwuma ensom amani team ana mobasa mo chesa ai on timi mo anasan kodi kan by ansana mo bo aye first leg adia and yanka boy na qualify one timi ama wo by ansana ombaba return leg no not just automatically omo na pep every year wakotena say ensom ama post match conference ebiem ensom abaso ana coach ne say one kaso ya we he enya de o meti ase ama boy da bo but obeso kan nyina no say waka cha ni players no aka cha Man City for say also mo de letter ekotum na omo bia kwama player ye fa no say magay about final against Arsenal yentie Pep Guardiola.
Apparently Man cannot play the second leg that game because didn't play the first, and Antoine like right before the first could play, but now it's the final. Why should and not play, so why not? So he's a player, we pay his salary, we hire him it's our player, why should not play? It's like it's quite similar Champions League, right? The last two games cannot play Mark on the other one when we have an our player. So they make the rule when is the transfer window is open or closed. So when I close, when I have a player, is tomorrow have a game, I can play. No, it's logic. So hopefully I can play in the final. Apparently Mark cannot play the second round.
You said na Man City omo coach I find sa Pep Guardiola ono and I tell say ya den accepts Emma wa Brian ka say manager and so e hope say na kwata na ya find sa magay e betimi abo aye final game na and so abako so any adeba de menya nyina no and so na chesa akwada na nya de a wono e betimi abo sa game e wasa ba so sansa me no ka say report to me say kan nyina no say wo mom abeso mo chese EFL empanfo no enchange emrane da say emia deba me chama cheso mo ensom abogam de atia boboku a ye fa no say Arsenal no nti awasa akwada no ensom abane ya teta benya de so mama kwan ama chese sane o mani nyina no eno som abaso ntia from panfo no wo mo man kwan ema player ye fa no say magay ema bo sa match ni bi ano eye update free na so ye ensom adeba awa brano pre no eye kakra de tutwa ye de ema ye chefo so awo show no so na ebiem no wonum say de menya no na pe so twasa o refero sa Bernardo Silva ayobia wono so akwa kopra na manager for sa Pep ade tutwa say nyame ya no weekend game against Liverpool no enya de sa Bernardo Silva bo sa game a enom abeba so na omo say we doubtful na oye doubtful no nyina no wonum sa Pep asa to aso ensom asa kasa Silva de wonum say de Silva no wono so asia ne nyoma eno say nim sa Silva so ayobia kwan bia so we be try say enta match we wono ono ebenya bi abo Man City ebo Liverpool na ono Bernardo Silva emo sa match ni bi na ye no one say ana me woten mpan sam da bai ento odiri Barca Silva yo bi emfo se bi ono for now we doubtful our sam match ni nyina mu no wose akwena no be try say we betumi abo game ama Man City against Liverpool eno enso aye update tabana yenim se nyame ya no ma final no aye Mikel Arteta ene aye Pep Guardiola na mame the last aye 14 games between managers ni me no ultimate Arteta buyer na prepare recorded defeat emu ba bi no benya draw we be din kunim ba ku bi so mu ana benya draw me no bi to aso din kunim aye ba ku bi a chese no nyina ye nioma eno so akwaso ntomu ne a chese wo hwa right from aye October 2020 and some other ba aye September aye last year na chese nei Mikel Arteta out of the last aye 14 aye matches no we winning makum you know ana wa draw mako aye 4 na chese aye 6 and some I don't know chese 8 aka ni nyina no aye defeat and ora ye fan some Mikel Arteta some achoke against aye Pep Guardiola this time a bit different our brand wo some game eba so na make them yes say omunyan confirm ye there say be a manager of the month award eba so no no report amenya na person atwa say Michael Carrick Manchester for coach no me say oye nominated I'm say confirmation eba enche bi about adwuma Michael Carrick abo wash City abash Arsenal wash Tottenham Hotspur and Sana yera aye the month of February mu dia o kwan bia so woni abache manager of the month we na chire bia no manager of the month award eba ko simple crowd ya ma aye Michael Carrick sanse ya ka say no wo mo say ya nominating ya twen say wo mo som aba confirm aye said ya list no and some aba siako na Manchester for no wo mo target pa no say wo matimi ya qualify top 4 said be UEFA Champions League no wo mo som aba timi abobi na sa ko ba se man you ye kan wo mo som atimi qualify top 4 adia report amenya no Sir Jim Ratcliffe just one no and some aye just a shareholder at Manchester team no one abepa so aba spend by 200 million pounds our transfer market no ye ka 200 million pounds no and aye amount our per se one some other top players and so other basere be ebe man your man nyina so aye find them aye bobo ko no wa brand pen aye update and some not free o maso ye enter enano pen no and some our show no so asansam no nyina no ye de atwitwa enano pay and some Germana my men front to them sir wonim say our Manchester first biom no womom abaso mo cha say Juve akodana ye fa no Kenan Jodes ana womo sem amu stand ama akodana bono nyina no de menya no say man fa no so ne apre na ye say man fa na kasa twa omobo e de ato akodana so na man you evaluation womo sem ade ama Jodes aye somewhere 100 million euros in tomodie government say transfer market tabie na omode 100 akoto Juve mpan fa nim say womo Jodes adena ba na omo otiri sa kwambia so akodana womo so ebetimi afa no sansa nay man you aye akono ba biem man you asa ba jana na so a enom aye kakra omaso ye ensom ante eba na coach ye fa no ana slot ono awie no press conference weekend womo bo aye Man City we aye game ebetimi aba either say Man City ebe close gap anase bia Man City ebe ma gap no emunsom awiden either say Liverpool ensom ebe peja ebe aba soro anase Liverpool ebe maintain omo position no enom aye game a weekend ebe cause ana slot say you want to just na kwara na fan sa Jeremy from Paul was a boy no any training this week and I just said this week on training dia na na just anya available for a Man City a match no Jeremy from Paul Emobi and you one 2 and some aye player ye fan Joe Gomez no so no was say obe training na o training we and na ombehu say ebia nya bia no boy no aba ball and I say bia omo na eden one some aba squad no mo na just a man options am no and some atimi ya choose na manager no be so just say nay wo mo demon get better and better essence na wa share Liverpool matches recently wa ba ja to say Liverpool for no am say plus no say omo ye fit and quality abono and some are different now the boys and I get fitter and fitter eno ana match some performances no ene man so peja e de kosro ene ade a na de tom de Jeremy Jacquet emo nyina so be makwada no mani age se na omo saka no ne ade ma chese manager no was a player no matono no was an mrane kakra no pay and some of post match no mom was yamatu jasa ha sabi Liverpool panfo no omo nyimi yo sabi a unim say ye den adachi bi Van Dijk ebeko was unprepared na okori afena baba prepare da bi kra omo no wo ma dwen da papa a chese Van Dijk ebeduru baby aye den Liverpool ebe movie akwa ni mo Van Dijk ebe free Liverpool at life after Van Dijk no wo mo so prepare amanioma enso akofan e dia ma club ye fun say no enso chese Liverpool na mame manager wa do wo dia dan say dia fa aye player ye fun say aye Florian Vet enhono wonim say na manager na nkasa jato say wo bia no say ball no eda koda no nan no a wonim ball no bono mo ba bia ni depan no eno say koda no wa improve pa ye kasa bia boy no off the ball Serbia Liverpool any possession Liverpool lose ball now Serbia yemra mama buana yen defend ni ade osena akura improvement across ro papa akura na pejaba pe ho ana asem ni nyina e won ntina ne agie ba se ne am say off the ball nyina na akura no improvement enso ba o reference slot on Florian Vet yentie no
even improve that much. First and foremost, always credit to the player because he has to do the work, not only on the pitch, also in the gym. And then as a manager, even if he is maybe physically struggling a little bit in the start, you need to keep on playing him because that's the only way players can improve. And he is an example of that, where I had many of them this season. I think he did not even improve that much on the ball because from the start he was special on the ball. Maybe now he has better connection with his teammates because he played more and more together. That's also what you get if you play them more and more together. But off the ball, I see the biggest improvement with him and with some others, and that combination makes you ready for the Premier League because the Premier League is about both. It's not only on the ball, it's also definitely off the ball. First and foremost, always credit to the player because he has to do the work.
Yeah, the Premier League say be a bono and as a bon anyone unya both nimiano no and now could improvement and so up no baso coach and fanasa and a slot the man aquatana your fan of Florian Vet amacha sano update tanano peno yet ebana when your first time American yababa to just say Chelsea for no and so monitor aquatana your fan is Julian Alvarez our bonny ball and some adema ayamu kwaban saletico now obeka somebody can be a story somewhere some weeks ago America say woman ready omo tiri say be 100 million Atletico for no beche nanka be a Chelsea for at the point abesansa woman yan ntama akoda we samano na djumbe hey wo bia ba ya ba se betwe man fu enyo betwe chese Arsenal nom wo som ani abre ani ateba dem say kan nyina no say sireri kan betu ja Chelsea for no wo mo use Enzo Fernandez omo say sabrei ana wo say Enzo extra ayane cratcher pa I was Enzo Fernandez actually ni kromuni enso anie won ton London Emma boy no normal boy who say London kro emu ode won say ni Chelsea won dance here enso ntra aye Julian Alvarez say aye club of buy will be agent so emu ode wo ba bon no benya bia bo ani adoro kra no wo bo Manchester afro ntena wo mo say adwuma no so ya she aye player ye fan Enzo Fernandez ensa wa brene wo mo twen say bi ono ebetimi ya converse de menya say initially wo mo di kantin command na dia kan nyina no say ebekwa ni mu amasa move no eno ensom abasoa Gabriel Agbonla ho essay you want to just delap no Chelsea and foul because o kan say delap here so about Chelsea or be kind say Chelsea no too early bra we no and Kabia from Ipswich now come be to say Everton no akoba no aben wo ho now wo di ababat obi abedi no kra boy no move straight from Ipswich and so at the baba be a friend say Chelsea no bantam toto eba sana yana manioma so bisi basadema club no ntian and no emfa no nyina nam say too early adama akoda no say won so na agent so ababo enso adama Chelsea omutim na no aye kakra fina so adeba na mami Atletico Bilbao na so no aye Athletic Bilbao enra won so advance omurum awon ye fan say aye the semi final when ye Copa del Rey na Nico Williams and the bra Iñaki Williams and omo ye adwuma pa na after the game na Iñaki Williams I say you want to gasara season way season back wa also mu se bibia be kama na trophy way very important and some adama team no and omo die so nyina so no say wo some abeje Copa del Rey and some adama be ba wo team no na omo busa no so wo coach and fan say no stop Valverde no omo bona ba so pa na coach no obi ankwada no obi ya dano obi ya penasa omo no say coach no e kas omo mu ban a omo bu ban say be a one year found nine bomb ama one embua wo be sense o say wiase no you obu on ma do ye edema untini pa no wo betimi do sakra de ahyegem ensom ade ama sani pa no wo say drew san level ade coach no be ka bia no wo mo som abeye na nini akuma na ye fa no Nico Williams akona no de wo say won koye surgery ono nso a on rest or the bubble ball ade ama be ba wo sara bia be ba wo tim no wo mo som abetimi akwa ni mu no and also obi anim say nini abema no wonum esitie wo bia no say be ba wo aye club edana kuma so pa na koda no aye 100% committed as adama be ba wo tim no wo bia no say World Cup ba ayampa World Cup ba but wono odi kan ka jane say surgery de onkoye ne na enkwa no wotena ana de te no say akoba sampodiam nso kan say Nico Williams no kwa no wo mo de atodwa say rekwemu Pubalgia say wote yawo sa onte yawo sa ba aye semi final ba bi adunemu odin emfa an opponent abebawo ebe draw no wono akwada no beginam ensom abo adiama club na ye fa no bebawo eno aye asema branch a ye fa no Nico Williams no wono som ade atodwa ama chesa ho update no nyina no ye de ema ye chefo enano pai ensom abo show no so na ebiam no ensom aye testigan wonim sa na testigan se afedo obekwa surgery na ha because nanu ya no wakwa surgery atena fie ba de ho wunu asane ababa tudwa se weekend ye twam ya no obo game ama jironya wono akwakọ probaye woma jono so ama cheso settle in quick na so be adru no awoso osan kona okwaya surgery eno aya announcement a goalkeeper ye fa no say Mark Andre ter Stegen no ensom tari atudwa na jamense kan nyina no say owe fa no say Walla Porta abato na enche bia Barcelona omo presidential elections ababasono yesene campaign why be ebebi atwam we use strategy na obekai 2003 wonom ayesa or David Beckham ebeba womoto aba emano Leo Messi nanu ya 2021 oyese se omoto aba ne mana woba Leo Messi atena womoto mano ekwawi ase womoja Messi kwan emane koi report amenya no say this time wuni abeso use Julian Alvarez at the end campaign because and a boss and ni bia beka choso wa ye Alvarez and they owura no beso use aya kwada na fan say Julian Alvarez na what the end campaign celebrate wo mo qualify so mo to aba no wo mo so abetumi ya 40 and so at the amano na make control say Lamine Yamal say we in attention at the free social media so on fa so bia no so teze kwa no won share posti at the second no ebiem michirem ema ona no pay say by no say only football and a person order attention and some echo not say the ama decision way as abaning in answer and found Saquadano over 18 years oko Barcelona womo dressing room yes womo consider say I am pennyphobia and your penny as in age nemom ye come womo call shot our Barcelona womo dressing room omo kasa empuna and empuna na womo consider Lamine Yamal say one also I heavyweight in this oh your penny nebia we leader leadership by example ntiane also tetene maybe so now we focus on ball na ntina makwada nei won so ari attention nyina no ari aba aye football no so na de Lamine abeso twere nyina no say Ballon d'Or no anya obsession ema no say bia chinchina twan hye wutirim say mbesa me je Ballon d'Or or say Ballon d'Or aye award bia the more na wo twen ho no wunya answer ne da Emma to the Uani or Coswa for Cose, were born a boss over the titles. Ama Barcelona, Wabajibi Adiamala Roja, and no Aye Spain. Woman national team said be a Jacanino, and some other follow suit, and some German, I know Aye update about Vinicius, and pay. One saw over Drew Aye Madrid, training ground, some more a training session, make us a crown, and also some Agusu Aircraft after Samra, Wabusu Hyposia, Mask, and some other year training, and another public training session any day, and some Aquasopa. Now, report to Minion say, Sa Fana. Wakoto kwadu asankwade bob Vinicius amukobo Albacete e match no wo kai se mabeka trust na no ya no wo mahu ni pakro na punishment ebeko ensom tadiama na court report amensa kan say Sports Violence Prevention Committee wo ma propose 5,000 euros fine wo mo fama sani pan ufiri mu fia wo chena bi won ko stadium ankoto kwadu biem e ma yonko ni passe sabi o tuntum into oya dabi o ma propose aye 5,000 euros and your fine wo some abasi adema aye sani pano na Ballon d'Or ansam na bookmakers wo mo baso mo chasa ansam na ranking ni Mbappe and the kan ya Ballon d'Or wo mo tire baso bi anka manfo be 40 na bia sa penalty ebeto aso na omodiama Mbappe Anankebenya Mbappe nya Lamine Yamal Adamienu Hurricane Etosomiensa Ellen Haaland as aye fourth Declan Rice aye fifth Anensia aye Rafinha na sanekwa aye Declan Rice no kwa no esa benim echen player ye fa no sa Rafinha eno aye said ye nyoma sitie e wa Bernardo Peno ye the update and the aka nyina no ensom at emaye ye France na fe ye makwa badwafo no mana ye meto aso this aye Wontumi Sports Buffet. The digital satellite so Jumajumo ombre na real quick on my menu may na fi yam call you new say bibia find it come on okay Steve so so here now bibia go ko senra the coat the two and pass so green hey what's that and I am for see for first capa multiply until we are now the responsibility no as at all. I bet with money you can afford to lose. Oh, GG, if you see, can say, they call water bill now a fire association. Inti, Bibi Aboko. Mike, now, where? Fancy Yamiado, maybe I come. Radiasi. Whoa, new, young quay. Yeah, young. First of all, stories now, Yana, to me, and picking and count, but you do stories in a chair. A best, your fat time in my member bought me some so quickly. Let me pick my first story on Pep Guardiola. Carabao Cup or qualify or semi-final or qualify from semi-final or final. No, I think say need just 7 Pep Guardiola now. This season has been very tough. It has been very tough in everything Pep Guardiola now. They are set to their man. Ever since Obama City, he's always been trying to do something very different. Now this season, you know. Akwa baby say ya kwese transitional point be ma Pep Guardiola na say the time so as the time on so ye as ye jano kwan as ye nyano kwan as ne brena ba we enyan things so well for ma obia so question man for busa say oh after say club kwa and the slot be shot the Liverpool no now the official takeover from the two managers and I say oh and the slot there no and ya punchy break be no betray back off or you who chibio for now. So all these questions will continue to linger at the back of every football fan or follow English football. But maybe the my point to say open one disciple what drew numerous success or enjoy success on any club. The project the action is as one yana a drew breast as what swaba pa me bonaba so I Mikel Arteta. Maresca Trianya maybe or starting one chairman and fan he can speak to titles so what GBY say but then talking about projects say a cop your man trust say a Jumani yan count clear at look yo Mikel Arteta was say no or attacking football all right but ultimate fan compared the Nancy Wenger Ebon.
Yes.
Nancy Wenger is so extreme. Attacking football there. Van Gaal when you know attacking football, but every day we keep saying the differences. But me say we no disciple now what saying on there. Me can't teta. Yow. When you Pep ye, it be of a mentality of how I will visualize it. Idea practical the many players in it say when you say and say no or baby far mic at the bar and now speak at the bar the training ground so say oh bo
yeah
because they quite Anfield he wanted to visualize the environment and what Anfield no for the players in the training ground say okay James okay okwakusi form okay passing in term okay mani twamra na wo bia ante amane ha na ba bia ye kono e west e sana Pep Guardiola so football but ideologically and your Pep way na obone de no field no so na sana Arteta bone ball na impono but be Pep Guardiola sorry ba no Felipa na ho na Arteta were very much successful but be Pep or society pa no ho na Arteta ho kire kakra.
Yes.
But in terms of recruitment maybe na Pep or struggle pa are getting defenders ho na Arteta so ya de pa Pep no ya there in buying attackers midfielders.
Okay.
Arteta only attack at all. But check the defenders no do mo ba no. The left back one anytime be wetin we call Fiore wetin ball Lewis Kelly.
Na no go so ball hen kapie.
Only moment or boy hen kapie no. Or born against opponents so me tough. Not just a strong ball, but a more attacking fullback. About call for Lewis Kelly no. Jumaya Mikel Arteta, you know, from 2019. In 2018, no. Or then the boss Pep Guardiola, what J Cup, Carabao Cup will be the free Arsenal. Na eya kwese destiny ba hokakra because omuji wie no call Arsenal no. If you hono no. Why se meteme ho onto ho meteme ho. Yaw. Pepper bo Arteta sa until the last 6 games he Arteta winning me ensa aka no e draw we no e hang in equilibrium as ma jaw kwansa ko ba mi nya omu sa uye yi amepe ba me fa mi so nya yi sana Mikel Arteta ne Pep Guardiola ayonko fa na akoye ope boy na sempa ope Mikel Arteta sem if he wins today e be ne de ba on pese e be nyina me so fan we ni Now this one for the break cross our mentality no.
Ah we send it.
Yeah, but so oya be cross so Arteta bill right now. Yo, 2021-2023. City titles na ogie nyina no tie Arteta. Me. League no, ya ka nka bia de be ka sem bia club odi na nima abebo de din no City.
Sanka in City ya.
And now yes, and a slot today of fire. Say you we know something a slot to Yejma. But you can't power ha Mikel Arteta. Me get shots at the door now because and a slot can. Over count Pep, no I can't club. And a slot on ye Arteta bibia. But Pep the end of the hydrogen and a more apparent, a more visible because on it no. Ideologically, Arteta fan be different. But a kakwanka Pep beja to say Arteta the title ni bi even EPL no kra no Arteta America o twa na bi ripo hu no ye Pep Guardiola. But imagine me say Messiah ka semi before Chelsea game no say Arteta to me gina ho free Liam Rosini and Samoa who is woko ebe trigger to the trouble or double be by our the purple cake and stop Ateta how bet you will for Ateta he would still have to look forward. Ateta will still have to look forward. Pep behano because look Pep knows a league controlling in the hole. When it's a Champions League, Obakakoto PSG Madrid Arsenal. Yes, Obakakoto Arsenal Krona or Champions League Pep. Yeah, we are all here. Obeha Ateta or Carabao Cup all money for easy da. Also started kasa say Mrabe nko na akoto player sala
mama gains me more final no.
Na obi opeso oboa o aden wo hwehwe the best players e dia ba. O say ne dress manya de obebo bi. Na defender no na obom pass o mokose sambra no na wakoto na wutu ya card so future. He wants every Arsenal within the weaponry to function against Mikel Arteta. Na me enye mo say touchla ho Mikel Arteta be no enchia na saade no bi wetumi esi ntokwa enne be no Arteta agire ho. If he really wants to step out of Pep Guardiola, you say Arteta decide na order ye other coaches bi on press conference no abon yem kakra e ma Arteta nya ho brase 100%. Pep nya ready so be jana kwan. Unless on one ne ohu dem person kire no. Omo de force field no so.
See akwai say wapon but men shira no wa force upon.
Oh yami shira me.
Nyame ne shira nipa.
This one Jew any feeling in some hunu. After game no press conference I got to shot e dey ma Pep kakra. Na fe who say me so mati kwaso. It has to be that, yeah. It has to be that because Ohano. And now a dry season and my Pep. The season a dry season the my Pep. On one part this time can discuss a treble and double one in common. Discussion in favor Louis Enrique last time out no. E ke Pep Pep on common. Ya Champions League e money di hosa. EPL money di Carabao. I mean the final. Who is that guy? Mikel Arteta. Omienu de bu but Mikel Jedia afen se me no Messiah be yadwene na chese Champions League ne EPL no e mo BSL no so betimi akọ o se Lami Yama ani aba no ho so se afede obeye kronkron na obebo brapa de bo na akọ ye no hunu e gift Nyankopon de ma enipa no na akwete se ebo sorry gold a shabumo. One say gold the other and sunny as no shambia and free na edebao. The process of purification no nebemo who how quality of gold no Lami no war processing on galam say no and yan go so no de so na ban oh yi tuntum bi finally no de ade be kekasum esika ho dwuma no mo ye no ono sako be twa won say we manate but before that who say sika ni no anyankwa anya la media no ogusua all done a Jew or Jama Barcelona for the way you know I popo yo I'm show your elements of your profile yakopo otimi ma be 10 otimi ma 8 otimi ma be 3 otimi ma be 1 yakopo otimi ma be na mienu nyina but meso man na be nkum nko ade odi be nkum nko aye no obo na mienu otimi fanye but Giroud dia de pana Giroud wo oye all time top scorer de ma France kakredia me de ma no no de awurawura mu atwa Michel Platini Henry Zidane Saviola no mo no be French top scorer Giroud the talent way but Lami more talent no yaw but the age ne kasemo a sesia ya yedi nkomo yide oka the best dribblers no ho ni age no uyi omoni go sha nimnyansa around the box or fabo no be area no you can expect a goal Lami so e wo hodo general playmaking creativity which of course subset dribbling and skills Lami so hono so ohwenu a aim send the development no ba bia aka no ana nka akra na uhu say onya fanka o ye na nifa ene neti Lami mi hu so utility ade ori actuality ori ti craping boss ebe ha no ya onyan dubre na usually ne nine for use but ne nine left no or the pass ya hu do betimi aye or the shoot or the dribble or the enema bebre timi me hu ne say so hwe ne hu ye pa aided by other factors. This guy can be a super player. Other factors in the B and I how could do so. Other factors in the B and I how could do so. Kudus or near man a mabu sunu do na but check if you so free ayas ebesine because how many coaches are forming him. So he's not going. Ne kono ayese ya. So Lamidi no or passing or shooting or dribbling or creativity, he has a lot. He's still growing. And you know for never say wa ayensa. And I'm asking. Sanya mani ma deal when the best topo. Yaw, nyala mi nkwana mkachiro no so ka ho. Sana de na kwakoye. Enye a stop no nyina no. Ene ma bobo sui. But sene ba na so dia yaw. So be it.
Wontumi.
Oh, super talent, I'm telling you.
Because be mo feel say Messi mo page de ba o Barcelona hono kra no. Only one more time na social media na nye enyina so. To say the social media na ba begina so because how many times na bon say you Messi mo a posty any ade na say why addicted to media no. So I have for some few months even last year before say I'm about Chelsea game no kade benyina kwa no one shede hu post gidigidi bia na la me nampa oh yes any di can be sem penifo ne be kasa ne club no so mo guide no wo jai sanu mapina
ya no kre ne say ye kokoa mu abrabo ha ye dodo sin de epia ni so ye private life e dienya social media de nya na hala mi pa o eni ma camera so
okay.
Social media so be post so ehu ne kasa ne yese satan wada kama na be kasa ni nyina no wada enema na emma camera so ma yenhuru no yawo enna na edi lamia okay ma memu sa asem bi social media say e kasa enna ha display Messi mo start here Christian ne Isaac Wankamo omo hefa sa ankra bia na e ba
yes
bo yan kekichimo no se omo nyina mo ne Messi ne si so yeah, a sort of on social media. Social media is just an iota of the distractions. But I'm saying maybe you have footballers from Moyana Kukuum. Footballers. Or more private life. Yana, sorry to use this example. Shisha back camera so near Shisha, there's all cost for how boys here. Footballers, they have their private life and a trauma sign. And my camera so cram you be. I'm party na sawa. You need to see that because they have access to money. We know 18 years no. Yaw. Monday and yaw de ochna na counted them. The second them no say sika kitwa. So anya moral control e be very difficult. Ye mumu dodo say na yaw ye ba no. Ni moral control.
So the anka Friday bia ye $100,000
Fizunyane na beba djuma kumase. Come the metono. Come fizunyane na beba djuma kumase. Every day. Come do 7:30. Me late so ntima me de badjuma. Me. Come fizunyane na beba.
Every Friday $100,000.
Come fizunyane na beba djuma. Na me baso police bury bi o kan so bi mbra wo gina me amenchia me mask kan metwam. Me bosho na metwam. Aba mo nyididi na mo ye adjuma. Because Fridays come Saba. My money did. Very a beer you have never do 2 minutes crowd. We bosh our admitum. Ya me jam $100,000 Friday yeah. Nema
ni owo dia na bi sa wonye lami dey so much more than that.
I remember the American 100 na dey kan no. What the fish nyane na baba. Champion ka bi e kwa ni huri say no the time is a time so from wrangler visa out to you even I can be free sunyale ba
oh
yo nyame ema osika na ohia moral control wan nya moral control na be yedin visa say lami ya mo ko free try you okay yes
of course
well Steve Bray answer my bamiza
yeah oh yeah story be about the leading candidate for the Ballon d'Or. I think we should let the World Cup decide. I'm of the view that there are certain years Bikra we shouldn't award the Ballon d'Or because, in my view, players now are more nominated to Obi who deserve Ballon d'Or. So, if a World Cup year they are anchored down to the World Cup to decide who becomes Ballon d'Or, because if you know share clips, if you know 2006, now share World Cup, Portugal, England, share Brazil, France. Me share teams about de komu manage mu Paulista mu bobo no now share name players be a 1-2 near bo mudin say the most prestigious award or individual footballers say omuni ebo mudin say Ballon d'Or. I feel there are certain years we shouldn't even award the commercial aspect, the marketing aspect, nisika we should just skip to the year news because for Ballon d'Or there our level be was a bobo no do level be ansana ama within ban lami ama be ya see ye traveler back be say Ballon d'Or no. So they should let's just the World Cup decide who becomes the next Ballon d'Or winner. Now yeah, you need to live to appreciate every moment of your life. And then a Pep Guardiola ne Mikel Arteta Carabao Cup. In terms of prestige of trophies, you know, Carabao not that form them and can be cry. But then the competition by king. Our managers are judged by whatever is available in tea. Pep Guardiola nay question why the center back be more Carabao Cup. Previously, Carabao those cups no near the French players neighbor. But when the competition are cover. Now maybe we can say when you fail to appreciate growth, you create a problem. Pep Guardiola who said there has been growth in manager on a neighbor bono. Into me underrated. So whoever is present to play for him to win a trophy, Nisikawa form, he is ready to go all out. That is how our football now be do. Into managers we can save their jobs and as a image with a trophy. See, and this season now Mikel Arteta and your trophy. The calls will come in for him to be sacked. See, real season, no anji season way. Yes, Oluzi, the Premier League, Oluzi, Carabao, FA Cup, Champions League. I wouldn't even take Arsenal there. No, because to get him sacked. How many years now spend it? The 70 year no way. And Arsenal go big. I break it bank. I to play about £100 million. A figure they I was a trophy bar. So on the scale of Newman, when your trophy be anka win here, sir, but I bear a trophy of importance to these two managers. Anyone more here involved. Hendrick, you know, at the end of France, you know, you see the are calling for number 9, and in a period that Yasan switch I call the era of traditional number 9s, you know, a very important so another number 9. That is what they've been searching for. Into Freddie Bobby, I think Luis Fabiano, Ronaldo. They've been calling for the 9 shirts, and they say, why never fire in the year? Now, in Brazil since 2002, and you walk up and be there. No, I share the transfer business of Brazilian talent from that time up till now. Then you appreciate why Omako Periphery, Achesa. It's a final no crano Wontumi Kodru. The Europeans will continue to be smart. In the game of chess, they are always up there. And they say Brazil for dominance no omoko far players be free her by at some point. No munyina ajidin kakra Palmeiras, Santos, Flamengo no mo macho or mo local league in him. But see a bit dominate here. Then we need to be searching for more talent, best talent, and potentially I want to ever hear the head to the throne of the great Omube film. Into our European business now. Now say Wontumi Brazil, FR player of 15 years. Omu Febin term 16 no mafanaba. That period in a period that yade programming whoever. Until FR Vinny Junior about the early age. Yefa Rodrigo. The tuition of Benyano a purely European football. Inti samba flare ne mbambe high beam. Near Europe suffer from samba football. That flare flamboyant football. And I know they home from the 90s ever. Inti ene obi kasa o say samba football ni beam. A calculated attempt. Europe for na nyomaka. They sat down and thought about this and the Enfa players in the Brantem. Into the last player I will so or my flavor of samba Neymar Junior. Typical samba game no noble. Before him, Robinho and then Ronaldinho, they were doing it with ease. And you would want to know why Brazil are the most successful nation at the World Cup, no? What got 20 plus years. Now find out why they are check the production line of their talents and where you transfer omokoi and the age of omodekoye. Inti ati said the omofa raw material na free ha. Koko ne de ebe se wi asan so ye be boni nyina ate akọ ye de ntimi mfa nya bibia be mra na adane ade foforo. Inti we pick your raw material at a very early age. Near man European football knowledge. Inti see a bar on the world stage. They actually better than us.
Yeah.
It's not a samba football again. But we are a traditional centre forward. Look how good now share. A typical street footballer.
Power no no because even at Madrid last season and Ancelotti okay on your opportunity be that game of far ball from halfway line so one few beer or smash a ball outside the box.
Yeah.
And then how do you say power pa?
Mimi who know more of Adriano than Ronaldo. Sani move tago. We know say Bobby Charlton and idol. Maybe you free what. So he has yes or finishing but
skills
Madrid I make the right decision to let him go to this club because the club Madrid time and patience it doesn't exist over there. So obey here baby or building the confidence look at how he plays.
So smash it by who crama goalkeeper no a basketball
or power.
Power one and any bridge. Samuel Tomodi and
to quench. Oh, maybe on number 9. So quench was everywhere now wing another box room. Maybe on an amsing or yes.
So he's a very good footballer. I enjoy how he's playing. And Omekino Brazil debuted at a very young age. And to me I'm fast man. But with such talents, I won't be here time. Our hawk shooting ability ni be me know more of Andrano. So Madrid a jewel in waiting. But whether we be a chance at Madrid in pre bed because of the business aspect of Kylian Mbappe, what he wants to achieve, the contract with the club, and then the decision they arrived at. So he will be the face of the would the way back. He will not be assisting Kylian Mbappe. The proof and the game no and yes sir. He would want to score. So he may be a good player for Real Madrid. But in the foreseeable future, I don't think say Obenya stay at Madrid. Unless they be for reasons Bema Mbappe will decide to leave. But
because maybe as I say Mbappe no. When Hendrick so any proper position. Yes. So Mbappe no better as I left. So now they now they Vini.
Now here not Newton can say the evolution of players say be more getting closer to the box. No munya the few good factor of scoring on consistent basis they will not agree. So Mbappe so still on a prime. But obey a hindrance to this gentleman when he stay at Real Madrid. So if any of the top European clubs is searching for the next talent in terms of attacker, I think Hendrick arriving, but maybe Hendrick in the Brazilian national side, Vini Rodrigo Hendrick or the World Cup. And Ancelotti Ejuma the game on the Senegal boy and a chase the fast-paced football no obey because baby Brazil ejina idea and yes skill no more share and the omo dey be fie at the end of it. That is why they switched to a European manager. And what the matches now Ancelotti ni omo ball our friendly games now, you can see that element our game in him say they are so direct and they would want to win. So in June we will have a very eventful World Cup, and I bet one of the World Cups are Nanka Brazil asanko nenim kakra, because in recent years I bet a story I in impact because we'll be a football Brazil a factor because of how they play. But for over years now, almost no a question kakra because of the European dominance. No? And better say nay, you a young boy in France, baby so produce strikers. They have the record. The French league, I were the license of producing top strikers. So say Hon Walker a policy trade, as I re-announcing itself there. I think I had a fertile ground for him, and we are in for a beautiful Brazilian show at the World Cup.
Whoa, Mr. Steve. Meza.
Yeah, I'll be very quick. And I how. Yes. So I'll be very quick. I'm how can say pa. Yeah, I think that every growth in this world needs space. That is a typical example of Hendrik and what he wants to do with his career. I think he needed a place where he's one particular player that I feel he's a very good goal scorer. But he's not exceptional. That is me. What am I say? He's a very good player that could work his way to the top. I've seen players work their way to their top, but they are not exceptional. What did they mention? They are quality players that have played football, went to the top. But the key word is being exceptional in terms of talent and all of that. That is why I rate players are grade A, grade B, grade C. And I want world-class players, I want elite players. And he has found an environment to look at the goals he's scoring, a lot of things that he's doing. I think this is a typical example of whatever Casemiro did when he went to Real Madrid. Or call fresh in the name wedding and or call Porto loan. After 1 year, Obey started at Real Madrid. But the bigger picture of Casemiro and Hendrik's situation, different in the third position now. I think for Casemiro, Okoba in the position of Betotriaka, because Real Madrid were literally struggling to get players on dominant in that particular role. But Real Madrid again, unless it's just maybe after 1 year, Kylian Mbappe decided to be a Real Madrid no. Maybe on only movie I left no one on Vinicius. But say Kylian Mbappe or Vinicius or Honoma or Bob saying another trouble. That is the reality. Because no matter how I'll be baby no players are on your mobile pre-position. Number 9 on the Nipana and Nebe Preno. If you are someone as ye players or Mudimba, so when you come back, this is where I want to see how the situation will be managed. Just maybe Real Madrid could decide, okay, Rodrigo or Vinicius, you better Mubako, and the Bako require Uniabano Abidin Jumana Bibiati Mabeko Diamana. But I'm happy for him, say he's in the right form to have a place in the World Cup squad. Because you see, on the Brazil national team, no more most starter, no number 9, and Casan is almost so brave or Hokakra, Ja Pedro or Bobby. But Ja Pedro, you play a bit more displacing or Brazil national team, no man, yes. Yeah, what did they mention as an Obianto position in the number 9. Matheus Cunha, 9, no, but no bit me, yes. Obianto position of Brazil national. There are few players are Carlo Ancelotti na ba bonte abeka say no. These players really oya me dey on best start on national team mu. Ba ko ye Casemiro. Ya oya ne dey. O say Casemiro ye player o best start on national team ni ma bo. O twu mu time kosoro ba for me you be playing. Rafinha will be there, Vinicius will be there. But the number 9 position there, I think it opens up the conversation of who leads the Brazilian national team going into the World Cup. Of late, they've been a national team that has been in the downhill, especially when it comes to their number 9. Yeah, we 10 years in the floor, number 9, no any more do my Brazil, but I say more gono. After Fred Beshe, and I said, no mass I basa, some Fred. Brazil for the din attempt. Luis Fabiano abeshe JC Nibi Ronaldo the original Ronaldo abeshe. You look at all of these players from abeshe Brazil number 9 JC now. Now they will need to make a statement going into this World Cup with a proper number. Now is Richarlison neshe emu emre. Ya emu emre. Ya Brazil pa na isi etimi aguna abedru mmerbi ya number 9 no mu aye den se obenye obi obetimi abehye sa agesi we aka se team ne ekoyi bibi dia mo the World Cup. But let's see what Hendrik will do for Brazil going into the World Cup. But I think for Leon, he has found a perfect place to help groom me up. But yaw, me share John Duran bi anameraho. You see, I don't know the kind of people who are giving him advice. But there's a certain excuse that they be a worker. Maybe I'm a free buyer, you know, and a wedding, and maybe I'm a free buyer, you know. You see, yow, I understand that your geographical location from where you come can always influence the kind of decisions you make in this life. What is the mention as no? It will be taking decision on say me hwehwe me hono masonso me ho me maybe am free day. Eba. But sometimes that should also be enough fuel for you to move out of your comfort zone. Comfort zone in this discussion we are making is to face challenges. To overcome challenges each and every time. And I Ronaldo no free. Ronaldo background to say. The issue is Ronaldo never had it easy, including when ane papaya day. The number of times he worked hard, but Ronaldo is one particular player who has never chosen an easier path. Skamata, but the challenges to bring out the best in you are very important. The first move I started doubting is I could always decide is Obeko Anna say, and I'm saying no, don't Duran because yow to play from Colombia at the age of 15 years to 16 years and Vigado you would work for one of my Chicago Fire. One match, how many times do you see players moving from the MLS straight to the mainstream European leagues? It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Yo, I had high hopes because Colombia national team now, aside of more breedy players from Mabon Martina recently, Obiabo Nidi James Rodriguez, do a World Cup now. There's no way you can talk about Colombia without their strikers. Jackson Martinez, Radamel Falcao, Luis Muriel, Duvan Zapata, Carlos Bacca. So the line of production when it comes to the attackers and what they do, it is exceptional. And I had high hopes to say after Radamel Falcao, Jackson Martinez, this was a guy to take it to a different level. And they Luna Fenerbahce the Crusade before.
So Ocon fourth club in 1 year.
Yeah, what is this? Sometimes the decisions of these young people also Duran in 25 oh. Now Duran in 25 years. Shane height, how bulky he is. Premier League now he fitted into the Premier League so yeah, and trust you me. Sanka Aston Villa cry for Sisanko Mujana Kwai so Mujana Kwamanakwa. There was an English Premier League club that would have picked him up. They would have even picked him up. And it's quite sad. Maybe a free bar and a debia excuse. No kontokwa no way Anna say kwa kontoka nibi. No. Sometimes some of these players, it's good to sympathize with them, but in the long run, I think this is a talent that is gradually wasting due to another mentality and the mindset. Say a top number 9 like this, it be said by Daniel Free and Sano, especially when within the terrain, his type and profile are quite difficult to have it a lot within the system. Now, I will say, because height, back to goal, clinical. Ojinachiro to me ball long range. Now Colombia ba World Cup ni na ka we expect say ka fuwi in the year. But then Nkolani nyine sign on the call. I just hope he realizes himself as soon as possible. Yeah, I've seen players on do 25, 26 I already discover on form. I've seen players on more 28, 29 I already discover on form on. I'm only hoping that a talent like John Duran will come back to his senses and start playing well.
Okay. Well, me that say, Mr. Mike Bray.
Fancy, me that say, yenchia obia. Amachi de de wanyumbi. Ye you baby ako baby. Estanyum start you say ensem nina nyame asem. So it means whatever words a free anoba, the ka the chere ni inspired by a certain divinity. Nyame awosum no. Tini say show otekrema to ne nareka mfanken bususem faken shrasem gu. So there are two powerful things. Awoni pebia awo wadwen otekrema. But there are also two essential things. If you lose it, you are poor. My definition of being poor and yet lack of money. Say we niska and debi. My version of being poor is when you are robbed of hope. And that's what. And that's when you are there. Yes, because hope. If there is life, there is hope. Exactly. So the moment no matter the setback, if there is hope, you will definitely bounce back, you will recover. So processes BOBFMB, it may heartbreak, it may business or collapse, if you have hope, you are able to recover. The second one, you dream. Fancy, the moment you are robbed of your dream, you lose purpose.
Yeah.
Hope, ekele. So you will need to always have these two things. One way or the other. You might have a bigger objective, you achieve it. But every other person or a doctor went to me and you. But to some extent, you play the role of a doctor in someone's life. If there is hope, and then you hold on to your dream. Anyway, if you lose it as a human being, you cease to exist. Maybe you become just human. But you can't be human being. It means we are existing to make an impact, and the impact can only be made when there is hope and when you can continue to dream on. A lot of stories to share along this line. Many anamaka Andrik anyway. He's operating in an environment that allows him to dream and hope for the best. The factors at play and then the individuals pulling the strings, they are vision bearers. Sebe Joseph Hemfano called Nempeja Fiase. He had to be reduced to that level. First as a slave, second as a prisoner. But he did not lose hope and he kept on dreaming. His dreams and his ability to interpret dreams led him to where he got to. Exactly.
That's why we can now.
Can be anti as
we lose hope as I'm gonna swine. Or from 15 years last year about 12 months. No, as a look now, can as I know Mike, because you know why? We said they're working.
Which has what threw me off for cry.
That time break, no. And to say I the all start to say next year. We to free Europe by bar into that time.
Dream better than I got that call.
What to actually baby?
No, Joseph. Joseph.
And now woman so. Now woman so make you Joseph. And now woman so.
Now o fiase. And fiase no your man fear doom. Where was the hope? Where was the dream? What thou is Papa be more? I didn't you baby I would have said that. Because you are yes, what's that 12 months? What's that church? What blow church? I'm so you kept on dreaming.
So back to the substantive issue. They make any in the abyss in fancy. Hope, dream, the state of hopelessness, and then you being robbed of your dream is when you cease to live as a human being. You might exist, but you lose everything. The whole name be biasa, and that's what sa not botaye so any so everything is gone. But to ensure, say, your dream can be realized and then your hope can be fortified,
you need certain environmental factors to be at play. And then Andriy Kidieno, who is his coach at Lyon? Paulo Fonseca. Mesrel mua mo hwene mua mo tie no. O de file phone ne Google the average age of Olympic Lyonnais 2025-2026 team teenagers nkwadaa nketen nkwa Noah Nate Morera nkwadaa nketen nkwa no di mpanifo kakra bi afra Niakate Senegal defender yobe. So the point is, he is a coach renowned for doing that. Omar Fonseca stars, he struggles to deal with them. But Omar no Mofra or nebo, his coaching ideals allows him to pedagogically impart on the players. Pedagogy no. It misses sa inkodano improve omobo nebo. Andriy did not get this at Real, even at Palmeiras. This one at Palmeiras, he was their savior. Oh, thank you very much. As of early 2026, the average age of Olympic Lyonnais squad for the 2025-2026 season is approximately 25.2 to 25.3 years old.
25 years.
Exactly. Now, omu breaking age ne down. Yeah, young players age ones, Tagliafico, Tolisso were almost side, but the younger talent, Malik Fofana and Esniama, but on-court transfer market, now only Lyon Fono, almost squad, any ages name Famra, nobody clear the teenagers. So the point I'm making is, Palmeiras, Andriy was seen as a savior for economic reasons and for sporting reasons. So he's a leader of the team. It comes with pressure. And also M1 in nurturing yentimin tete ye ema wumpeja. At Madrid, you step into a dressing room of established stars and proven winners. And you have no bibenya time a tool for achirachiro, because constantly at Madrid, the environment is shaped and the culture is designed in a way that budget monch bobo. But at Lyon, judging by where they are and how a situation is, there is enough ground to make mistakes and learn. Go no shen but again, he missed a lot of opportunities, and then again, the performance was not as perfect as his goal.
Yeah, true.
But the encouragement is there. Bo say no, train a bebuakim, but continue to try. Yembe did watem, and now we say. And again, what every footballer thrives on, the idolation. Supporters ne song omu peja omu huahuao. That is what he got after he scored his goal. So clearly, he's in the right environmental setting to allow for the growth to foster. And no dear baby, you baby ako baby. A crew does why na fako na yenjin when him guasie. But again, and sem ni na yenyamia sem. So speak positive stuff about you. Speak positive stuff about you. And that's Noham Kamara, or a center back on loan from Paris Saint-Germain, saying 19 years, you go through 22 that is Olympic Lyonnais, almost squad name. Away from that, and a slot, I can send be about a manager anyway. Made a screenshot and send this Shadrach, made the video in Swakano. Liverpool YouTube page no more say round table discussion. So Richard Hughes, the sporting director, and a slot, then they were discussing the club this season and what has happened so far. Already caption on Sky Sports was say Liverpool boss believes style of play is worth more than winning trophies in the long term at Anfield. And a slot believes style of play is more important than winning trophies at Liverpool. Slot secured the Premier League title in his first season, but the Reds now sit sixth. Jamie O'Hara and Jamie Carragher says his job is a risk if they don't qualify for the Champions League. Yeah. Fine, no problem. I think it will provide the best contest.
as a manager, you can win the league, you can win the Champions League, you can win an FA Cup or a League Cup, but the biggest thing you can win is that you can play the nicest football to watch. Although at this moment of time, fans might argue this a little bit, but it is absolutely something that I am aiming for. I always want to have the ball, I want it to be intense, I want the fans to like what they see, and that is something I dislike the most. I would almost say even more than our results, even more than the league table, that not all of our fans or every single moment of the game see us as a joy to watch. And the hardest thing is I even understand, because I agree with them. Trophies is one thing, but being a team or a club or a manager that stands for something, that stands for good football, is, I think, in the long term even worth more.
And as Lord say, bola fair. Edana kuma so se club or no one Liverpool no betimi abo ball fair budget echitafu eni. Essence say short term no we need trophy back na okobe 2 years wa beje back the account. Where is he coming from? This is a typical Dutch coach who believes in systems. Playing fast year football is so systematic and procedural. Say say na what say. So in Dutch, in the Netherlands, a academy setup, Feyenoord, Ajax, you can escalate it to the AZ Alkmaar money idea. They believe in nurturing, playing a certain brand of football, and they stick to it. Are very stubborn with their approach. Into almost the same easily. And a slot came from Feyenoord. And at Feyenoord, they have one of the best academy setups. And then they emulate Ajax. In fact, Barcelona ne ball mu boni tiki taka ni di ebeji ni La Masia ni inano. It was imbibed from Dutch football ideology. Who he brought it? Johan Cruyff. He's a symbol of Dutch football. Anyhow, they believe in the concept and how football should be played. Inti anaslot ni frisa set him never. But then again, there is an illusion that is a bit distant from reality. I said, "Dear, wow, trimning susuya uno." And this send your nyoma city na bebra. I don't believe that nice football kwane the ball to a bonne pa because football is an art. And at times, an artist may obey display, the art display, no, inexplicable if you want to explain the method behind it. Obi correct me the brush, every fair for painting, so not the abebo. No, be near Jehosa. So, if we agree that football is an art, and again it's a science, then the approach cannot be the same throughout to describe what is nice and what isn't. In fact, the art of defending is also a specialty that brings some awe. It inspires awe. And man we need J. Wow. Chelsea a real season are conceded 15 goals in a season. It doesn't mean they did not play nice football, but they had a unique identity, a culture. Men Jana slot in Simon Kamano, but Semina American same way. I don't think I will last as a Liverpool manager if I play quote unquote nice football and then I don't win trophies. No fan will forgive you for that. This may be our Brighton, who was Swansea, some of these middle table clubs who are less ambitious as compared to the big clubs. Nase our club ukese ne club ne fapemi nano was built on winning trophies. Every big club has a culture, and it's a culture of winning. No matter how you do it, the moment you are a coach and you are appointed to come and lead, you must get into that culture. Mourinho beba Chelsea baba J. Oko Real Madrid there was Sawoje. No matter the style, minim style Real Madrid they about football mu. Minim, and again even at Barcelona. Yes, they play beautiful football, but the moment it does not guarantee trophies, whether short term, medium term, or long term, you are left to go. So, and a slot in a nice football, no, and the proponents of Dutch football ideology, na yam fabon to form on pass it, and now over director, no, yet because it's been he has echoed these sentiments throughout. And now mobile direct and mobile long balls, no mobile fast affect here. Playing football, passing game, no, it is not the only nice way of playing the game.
football is wide. Football a huge scope I bet me there. Winning trophies, a winning culture actually is what keeps you at your post, whether short term or long term. To me, and a slot but I have shown Kasa ye.
Whoa,
the old cannon neno. I have shown ye na dachi and muambo. I say, oh, I posted something on Facebook and the meaning so more picture now, screenshot on bet me there too.
Yeah, good
David Ronaldo. Oh, good. 2023. In the wake of time, I know I joined Saudi Arabia for Pejane Jint Nino. Ronaldo in an interview, not more preseason. I think they played against Otabigo also. That was a Saudi Pro League in the hair. And then for now, a papa crossing Momo MLS now, Mokikawa Americano. Now, on one will be a coin at all. Emma Afofro. Eba Saudi Arabia bebo no. Okay, no the two say only fancy the Maria Nadine come na fancy ebisa say na Europe no da chi bi unya be was ako meme 38 years old Europe dey me better wa I am eneguso yi. So Cristiano Ronaldo in 2023, the Saudi League is better than MLS, and I opened the way to the Saudi League. Now all the players are coming here. I'm 100% sure that I won't return to any European club. I'm 38 years old. Wow. January 2026, Ronaldo according to reports and from very credible sources, Onya Europe or Besayaba and also Onya MLS or Beko. Adieu Nesi, Adieu Nasisa. Be careful. The words you say today could eventually come back to haunt you tomorrow. I say, me the new na me kind. Me say. The two powerful things will take Rema and the wide journey.
Whoa, Mike Mate, me da say, na Sharak mama me in tune and yawada o how ye baso.
Yes, ma NGT beam. Now I think the subject matter of players leaving the country to different places to exploit opportunities, you know. And this week I heard the talk of the town. Then another thing I would love to speak about in the context of the Black Stars preparing ourselves for the match internationals and the injury situation around camp anyhow. We should open up the squad to get certain key players to join in and come and help the national team. So first of all, Nano Heart of Lions Ibebo game no. Ana Yebusa said Lawrence were in far. And the news that came out in say Lawrence go US. No my friend Lawrence in Peso Beba. This is the message we are getting on. Or my friend Lawrence is Lawrence in Peso Beba, or my friend won't Peso Beba. That means the contract with Heart of Lions as it stands currently. Monyan Adrian Sobabe for failure. He feels he needs to go and get a life outside the country. That is the message we are getting. By Komodidi Yesuso say Lawrence in communicating to Heart of Lions in any way, official way, say club na menya day. Me be man as a member. Officially. On communicating Trombe Heart of Lions, okay, fine, me no more contract the interim. Give me the mintimate to us be mintimate bobo ni be. Inti Montana mo baby na me so menya day. Maintain me baby. But me say Komodidi dey be because so one chain. There are going to be certain advices that will be given to him. But yaw, yes, crudo so yentena fa konfenye nim guase. In the country that we live in, you fancy it say even people who are working 9 to 5, 6 to 5, 8 to 5 are finding ways to leave the country and not come back again. just because there's a certain belief and hope say there's a lot of opportunities outside there. They will be able to live a free life. No more describe a fear mebusia for so it depends on the kind of decision he will take. Say be a mesa kobobono and I intra contract man as a bibisa. But the whole brouhaha about the whole said matter, and a professional player, and a chronomo thing, and a league in the year. No, it is about individual decisions and individual choices. Yeah, my won't call for. Omobo Ghana Premier League ni bia ebi kuta 5 years visa but muti kro mebo Ghana Premier League ni bi meboa. We've seen people omukuta dual nationality in the Ghana Premier League. For example, Solomon Safutela ono bedroom no timi koba anything, but he was still here playing in the league.
Yes.
Yeah. Justice Bill no kuta how many years for United States of America visa.
I also want to be a man.
Yeah, you see the topic around here say officially has not communicated anything to Heart of Lion. What you say?
And I want
but the kind of but the kind of pressure and the tarnishing of image of Akodano. That is it. Then there's a whole brouhaha and a Lawrence and a Ghana Premier League ni Guntia. No.
Crazy boys in your office or Munko.
See, so Chan now no near number 1 no. So na Chan national team number 1 goalkeeper. Now no South Africa na number 1. Chan him local blaster Black Galaxy is Ukrainian active beam.
Run to me.
Allow the boy to breathe. Momani breathe, momani home. And you're not the first player. If he decides to terminate it, or terminate it, or better to. But these are life choices that we need to allow some of these players who play in our league to feel comfortable and do. You want the Pakro Krabi and any brain and one boom yaw, and they yaw cast on the sun in your man qua, or be conquer. Ube do nothing or be froze bra, maybe any say. Yaw. I haven't a Winyami power with the Black Stars. We are preparing for the World Cup. Metie Henry Asante Chuna Metie, the president of the Ghana Football Association, who is the second vice of CAF, on the preparations towards the World Cup in terms of technical additions and vision on what they call the World Cup. He made a statement. Now, one day on a GTV Koye interview, which senior man Kwabena Yeboah Motinemo Mudisa Ankomo.
Writer.
The writer. Now, Nkomo Mudina no or say Ghana qualify for AFCON or more augmented the technical team. Ghana qualified for the World Cup 2022 or more augmented the technical team. Ghana as well qualified for Wese Nibim number augmented the technical team. Henry Asante Chum now so about Bontiabe catcher say they will need to augment the technical team to help Otuado. Now that decision is very bold from the Ghana Football Association because Echere said they are ready to compete or going into the World Cup. Me as a Ghanaian, I'll be very much proud with the kind of way they want to go. But the question will be, who are they going to bring in? What process are they going to go through to pick these people? Because initially, Ghanaians have been disappointed with the first formula in terms of appointing Otuado as a head coach. And on the Premier Fanery, that's what Ghana for But the quality and the weight of the technical team should be able to give us a fair idea on the kind of players we should take to the World Cup. Because the big question that Ghanaians for Bebusa Opia Dream was is why augmentation no. But Omubetimia picky players are World Cup it will be devoid of certain things which to me, I think it has been the excessive talks of time whenever Ghana is going for a major tournament. Meaning say Kasa wo won't mean to free national team no. The free player A player B obi abenya ho asema kamejitum. But when it becomes to a certain kind of trend be etwaso bebre and you say numbers back away, quality back away, character back away, all the things to move and go with the team to make sure say beti media results. No man funny pakrona. Then we create a lot of talks. Sure? My din yehwemu sa. Because the last time I called the South Korea Japan friendly match no. You utilize that opportunity ni. Because one, I believed most of the players now Omoka team no one building the core around them to make sure say blast like they be World Cup no. Some of them should have been available. Number 2, the number of players we should have given them the opportunity also to come in and test themselves, getting to the World Cup and also no yaw. yentimi anye saade no. But after the tournament, they made it clear to us say most of the core part of the team ni there dodo na na be injuries and kakra bibi wa kakra entiamo mo relax it. So it was an opportunity to give a lot of players the opportunity to come in and play, which is good for me. But I ask myself, most of these players are from also prove your mono. And do saying, and I want to one more, they should have deserved a place in that particular squad. We need everybody, we need every single player on deck going to this World Cup. Especially when people are making a vivid argument to back players like Colum Hosnodoy. Any Dinketia. Some Black Stars say you have good players like that to put them into the squad. Yo, I think we need to open our tentacles going into the match international games, especially when certain players are injured. Key players near wine. The span of the Black Stars we've been able to build. Obia Abakache is a Benjamin Asari in goal post. The centre back pair, Alexander Jukuni Mohamed Salisu. Yo, the double pivot no be him say Yesibo and Thomas Tepate. And then we Obia Abakasa about Jordan Ayew. Any Muhammad Kudus, it can change with Antoine Semenyo, it can change with Inaki Williams, but any more open two constant players ahead of any other attackers are Jordan Ayew and Muhammad Kudus somewhere fitter. Discussion I make sa two centre back pen back wepra and one aqua no Muhammad Salisu, meaning say Yakoba World Cup in there is no probability crumble so betima be diamaya. So there is a need to find a player that is not only come to test his resolve to be picked as part of the squad, but the enough quality and experience to complement Alexander Jiku, because Jiku ni. So you don't only pick quantity, but you pick quality profile wise. I'll bet me a complement Alexander Jiku. Number 2, when you come to the midfield, Thomas Tepate no abobi ochna no mobi no abobi. We need to get players in that particular mix that could replace Thomas Tepate's profile. Yeah, keyword profile and the quality and experience. Then up front, Mohamed Kudus a prato match. After match, we are all praying and hoping said there will be no setback. Said the bro bet me out 2 seasons so. And they are called World Cup na man yomako ye diamano. No so no kopen. So they've been subsequently moves from different players moving in by out and then be focused be center backs in the show. The next time we will come back be focused be midfield in so to say match international break you be koni certain key players are in a nutshell there are not a lot of names that are being mentioned to them, but in a nutshell they are performing so well. In the absence of Mohamed Salisu, obi to say Jonas Adete. So I'm very happy for him say one movie to VFL Wolfsburg. Obi to say Jerome Opoku, who has also been with the Black Stars. Then Obi to say Kojo Opon for Nice, France. I want to say Bobby. But in the context of all of these things we are talking about in the Turkish league and everywhere, now Salisu ne film no back up abeka on yaw. Me dem hwe mu dia na me hwe players ahodoa na yebona Ambrosio so ho. But I think we should have a second look at a player like Nicolas Opoku.
From the beginning,
we should have a look because you say now Nicolas Opoku one particular player and you pen and me push your man and say because Ambrosius Munina, these are guys who are proving themselves. But backed by stats in the European top leagues, baby or mobile players are my consistent. No, here I use the word experience. There's a need to look at him and see, because me matete nkomo bi I don't want to say it's a be confirm and bibisa what did they mention as no match lineups no yaw getting kwa animu me the lineup ni ba betu do me catch on my be from odi omaba. But it's important to look at a player like him. The thing I make us ask him ni yaw Jerome Opoku, Jonas Adete, Jiku, Kojo Opon. Here statistics we say this year: availability, experience. In the absence of Mohamed Salisu. Now, the number of appearances that have been made by all the centre backs are in the absence of Salisu Day. Now, Nicolas Opoku about 20 matches this season, or averaging 90 minutes every single game on film or Tekio. About 1,800 minutes. Jerome Opoku about 19 out of the 20 games are solid and hopeful. Quality player by our standard. About 85 minutes per game or averaging 1,620 minutes. Jonah Jete about 15 out of the possible 16 games quality, or average 84 minutes per every single game with 1,250 minutes. There is Alexander Jiku, senior mine, 9 over 9. Yow, he said, me question is one ever partner no. Jerome Abo, Jerome Krabit my partner no.
Jiku very constant.
Jiku the only a constant figure of Black Stars backline him. And I'm come on me didn't know about the spine of the Black Stars. Because spine is here about what two and only Salisu no. What to say who? Then you look at Kwadwo Opon, about 17 out of possible 18 matches, averaging 1,510 minutes, 84 minutes per game. Yow, tackles per game this year. Nicholas Opoku averaging 1.3 per every single 90 minutes. Jerome Opoku averaging 0.9. Jonah Jete averaging 1.7. Jiku averaging 1.7. Anna Kwadwo Opon averaging 1.6. In the context of this discussion, you look at Kwadwo Opon, you look at Jiku, you look at Jonah Jete, you look at Jerome Opoku. I think Nicholas Opoku has proven himself statistically to be part of the lot in the absence of Mohamed Salisu to come, not to come a starter. But in the absence of Mohamed Salisu, then you look at Omo clearances per game. Nicholas Opoku is averaging 7.1 first. Jerome Opoku averaging 4.2. Jonas Ajete averaging 6.1. Jiku averaging 4.4. Kwadwo Opon averaging 5.1. In balls recovered per game, Nicholas Opoku averaging 4.8. Jerome averaging 2.9. Jonas averaging 5.7. Jiku averaging 2.8. Kwadwo Opon averaging 3.2. Yow, passing accuracy, Nicholas Opoku 90%, Jerome 89%, Jonas 87%, Jiku 89%, Kwadwo Opon 92%. Yow, we have a young quality in the shape of Kwadwo Opon, young quality in the shape of Jerome Opoku, young quality. Jonas Ajete. VSV Wolfsburg will even push him to a different limit. But I think where we are now, even if it is not Nicholas Opoku, there are other experienced players we can look at. Bring them into the Black Stars to come and complement young players going into the match internationals to test their results. Because in the absence of Mohamed Salisu, when your World Cup squad but how it is important to open the scale of discussion in terms of replacing Mohamed Salisu before the World Cup comes in. Because Salisu and different things altogether. You can argue with anybody but Salisu was by Salisu Jinabo to say Pano Bopasa.
Defender on your passing.
Or Takona on the left in say no. Is a quality center back that complements any other player.
Okay.
So I think looking at everything that is in, we need to look at experience. And one of them should also be about Nicholas Opoku in this context of discussion.
Mate, Mesa, Mike, Mamraho.
Fancy, Medase, I don't know if you've observed the latest trend that was a local football name about the Heart of Lions goalkeeper and Sir Wejane Club Hall, Wejane Career Hall. Ekosiki for greener pastures in the USA after secure visa. It has triggered a lot of discussions around your football ecosystem as to whether it is rewarding enough financially. Players who have signed contract, professionals, concentrating on seeing to the end of their contract or playing here professionally to make money than moving elsewhere. There is a certain hypocrisy attached to Nkomobi say into emayen to me ninkomoni ye na yembie ni seni yesiete. Mostly when I have conversations like this on radio or TV, I love contextualizing it, situating the issue or the matter in the right context. Lawrence will say, 30 years by his football age, born in 1995. This will be likely in the 12th or the 13th season. Ghana a top flight in him. When BA United they qualified for boy league maybe some 11-12 years ago, Lawrence was part of that team that qualified them. BA United, Bechem, Koninlemua, Ashgold, Wafahopen, Karela United. Ayadia no the PM or Heart of Lions. The net salary per meme checks Embro 5,000 Ghana cedis. At his age, he's 30 years per football.
5,000 Ghana cedis less in terms of monthly earnings. Sikaoji no. I've even exaggerated the figure. Name one you do kakra. But if I'm to be very specific, na me bonus salary or general so much or rebeho. Again, there is a general rule in football. You entire to goalkeepers. In the last 5-10 years in Ghana, the number of goalkeeper transfers are and how financially beneficial are the goalies. Very few. Dan Lad, Echo World Cup.
Wontumi.
Black Stars. Eventually, he had to move to Ethiopia. So, yes, generally, your football ecosystem seeking him, but even so for goalkeepers, their situations are worse. So, not in the case of Lorenzo say, many sure say he would decline such an opportunity to travel to see greener pastures, even if it means he calls his footballing career quit. Or 30 years, Eddie was so. If it was a 17-year-old, a teenager, a fan or no step football last year, then you would have said, what Tony career go. But this is a goalkeeper who has played in the Ghanaian top flight for a consistent period of 10 plus years or seasons. Anthony Carrier Nguye, life again. Your quine, your objectives, and the quine of person who fast will achieve. Me assure us a time and now ko JSS. Na will be BSc when this wa unyini a obeye. Unyini no, you adjusted what you wanted to do in life. Meboa. Ebi ka so be pilots. Ebi ka so be doctors. Ebi ka so be lawyers. Not all of these people who have such aspirations eventually pursue them. As you grow in life and then you experience life, you make adjustments to what you want to do and where you want to go. So for a goalkeeper who has played 10 plus seasons for Ghana, it does not generalize the issue of say Ghana football and papa na players in Janeko. Why I will not agree with the player the circumstances leading to his eventual departure from Ghana to where he's gone to. And that is one big problem Ghanaians we have. As soon as we don't know how to end relationships in a very amicable way and also a formal way.
Yes.
Or sign a contract, there was a formal process. There was an offer. And then there was an acceptance. You appended your signature. If you want to leave, again, there should be a formal process where the two parties, the other contract wow, signing you deliberate on it and then you find a way to end it. Now, you see, we don't know how to say goodbye. So in the end, a baby boy, we burn bridges. A many drew a was a quiet because the old fracture there now we share no so sanino. Wakos wako hundi eko. Se maybe bane mu den na ube here bibi a usane ba betie. Omo be pia omo be kura omo.
Wontumi.
So the way and manner he left, that is something I will not and never agree to. But as to the reason he left, fancy obi obetina radio so TV so social media asiribiano, then the person is not a Ghanaian. Because the person then is not a Ghanaian because it is not just a football thing. I only do a football in Hong Kong. Then we alienate football economy from the broader Ghanaian economy. This same Ghana, a lot of professionals in gainful employment in different industries. Be a miners, be a doctors or nurses, in the healthcare profession, be a security officials like military, immigration, police, media people from all walks of remember media at the end so people from all walks of life, they have left this country. And I mean, Fabro Papanka, they have absconded. Omo dwane omo ankra omo kobo bra wa abrochire omo kobo bra e wa abrochire omo dwane omo ankra na Ghana football player koye bi dia yemuni ya yetiko. Do you know the number of people who travel from ministries, from municipal assemblies omo tu kwan ko omo mabion
omo obi ani omo ntina ebia
omo di traditional leaders etiko odi ohini echiro la so obeba. You see, that is the hypocritical nature of the kind of people that we are. Now, it has become a perennial occurrence. Say, Afibiano and some trophy of Mufri Ghana, Eko Bo or Mubra wa broche so mo kotnaho or mud the tournament neko Mumbebiono, Afibiano or Manko Krebru 10. This is just for the sports fraternity. Yakasi BMA. Journalists who have gone for conferences and never returned. So let us stop this nyachom attitude, no why you say. Rather, let's sit down and have very valuable conversations about why these things are happening and whether see a bit messiano and a yent messiano. Fans in the fire by Inayeska.
Mikey, dear me cramity as you say. You'll be on my respective of the monthly salary, say wages and as a day. We any day on when you're in agents so call ABA, UK, Canada, US, and any door. You understand? And you will also say you can say a ban sick as some day, and if you any be pay them there, do so okay near Metran Kuruma Bobra. Because Nipana, and I make us say, I said, for more now, call Omama. I saw phone be called Omumabim, Mason for call Moma Cabenta for call, still benders. Still fixes. Nurses.
Yeah,
I'm nurses. You say I drop my money now. I
drop my call.
I drop my day.
Baby.
Now, baby.
Ah, Kovisika way.
Okay. Yes, okay.
Netherlands.
Okay.
You understand? But already enough.
Set up
Mama we about news now. So, but you can say one crap. Club and for the different.
Again, the fiber in a fancy is Siken Ghana. So, employers, you see, very few nomunya very good employers who think about the welfare, but generally, employers don't care about employees. And Tejumano be you akumem aye, obe pneu moje ni aye jumano. There, I was here the mauno, bosomiaso, but. Na kwayense mfoforo
anopɛ man American or intro ne mono no
so hu
you won ma wa forge ma ba no asan dane kakai ukojuma kra usuro.
You get it. So emma adwuma ne ye no one ore free mu you lose interest, then two you also don't make anything substantial out the ball bra. I said the ahochire ba
Peter you buy kra say Peter kra so ko technician Peter
Peter Soko.
Peter Kron Netherlands and I will get to Greg Kaimeno.
Peter.
Now Peter Kron Netherlands in there.
So you see, that is the issue. We are in a country where there is a mass exodus of youth, a working population. Lose so much to foreign countries because they fear and don't trust in the system. Economic situations here hard, but they also don't have faith. GDA leadership must say I am saying if the larger Ghanaian economy improves, the local football economy will also improve. Sadia way enya mass didn't bia a micro and macro economic situations. There can never be a thriving economy and not a thriving industry be free the larger economy if it does not improve. And to me, football no, it will work with the transport sector, it will work with the hospitality and the entertainment sector, it will work with the food sector. Nediane boarding Oba Stadium Adiana Obetwedi. Since your boarding Oba Stadium Adiana Obe, Oko Stadium on Faka and Fanko, football clubs and your buses no use your top petrol. So there can never be a discussion about your football economy without looking at the broader national economy. enti ɔman no de ewom no saa na tie fancy way couple way akomia oh me dem call meba I'm telling you I've told you several times me you don't know me yeah abroti a wo ni ho saa o
enyo obia ne de
akomia onu kra me ka awo ni abroti saa o o de konne kohwe
so no oni munti
de omo ye ni na otwa selfie dia beto no eye settings hwe na okay mama ma story we personal story mama fama na nyumtuni bi wa hoye rapper he joined a very popular group of Vane Dikai ne dino pin Dikai na
ene kra na me no
na sitnemu wa amano ne no entene sa please
na later copy so bi so pano Facebook na me ko check in your more TikTok na mo sister na no this no show those times
time I know line me say I know see living a life no and no a different
true
if you will live here as a king and not earn up to $5,000 a month but you will live as a slave outside and earn 5,000 but will be training in our utilities net tax chairman but let us not berate and then castigate each other because obi peso kwa abrochire ekobobra sa nya atwom no momi enjai emwobia wo me wa wuti wa wo hwe if that opportunity availed itself to you me assure say ka obe contem Kraja Lawrence or say yenjai ni sa couple
Yeja Lawrence no go enejuma okay it I say Michael no enti command ni abono in fact amana ne de amanfo nya o mbe kopa but there na Mike so chiem no obe ko but do ba bia na aya bibio ho ye mon komo ye nto ene edrupa ne enom ye nkosa ye ho yare e wo pass specialist eba hospital ye ma me doctor akosu adua ya the award winner
papa
award winner no ma me ho ye de
nyame adom doctor mo ati me chi akoma wo
okay